Back live here from Speedway High School in Speedway, Indiana. This is the Sectional 43 championship game as your Heritage Christian Eagles take on the Speedway Spark Plugs in what is going to be a dandy of an affair. The home host, the Speedway Spark Plugs, taking down Shortridge in a thrilling affair yesterday, followed by Heritage Christian taking down Park Theater in a game of runs, and one monster run put Heritage up and gave them the victory. I am Brent Young. Going to be joined alongside me is CJ Benberry. And we got a dandy on our hands, CJ. We saw a really good game last night. Yep. We're hoping tonight is a lot of the same, if not extremely better.
So yeah, we can hope for, Brent, as again a 28-3 run by Heritage Christian yesterday to seal that victory over Park Tudor Speedway, handled Shortridge last night. So both teams, this is for the championship game to win their region.
As you can see, the ball is in the air. It is Speedway winning the tip, and their sophomore point guard, Drew Valentine. Keep an eye out on him. He's got those beautiful red socks. They're all wearing some red socks as they come out in their standard motion offense. Valentine catches it. And you'll see, of course, Heritage Christian in that patented man-to-man defense that they like to use. A quick dribble looking for the handoff instead of working it to the corner. That is Kyle Smith. Smith is a big-time senior. You look at the starting lineup, and it's 3 seniors, 1 sophomore, and 1 junior. That sophomore is Drew Valentine, the point guard with the ball right now. We mentioned him. Very good handle, good passer, and down low. How about that? Right on cue is the junior, Brandon Willoughby.
We talked about a good passing by Valentine, and he's only a sophomore, getting great experience here in the tourney time, and he's a great passer. His vision's always staying up the court. Found a wide-open teammate there.
Heritage Christian 18-5 on the season. They had that big win and a quick pass down low. One of the players that didn't get fully going in that game was Jack Arterburn, the three-point specialist, but he knocks down the first lay-in there.
And that's what Heritage Christian is going to have to do, get the ball inside. There's only one person really who can guard inside the paint, and that's Brandon Willoughby, who's the starter for Speedway.
Again, looking for the pass down low. Fouled from behind. This will be going against Jake Duran. And you know, CJ, that's something that we saw yesterday in the game, is the fact that the switching offense, the man-to-man offense that Heritage Christian has, it's going to leave some open players down low, some disadvantages right there, trying to take advantage, drawing the foul.
And Park Tudor couldn't take advantage of that yesterday. We saw a basket there. We'll see if Speedway can take advantage of that and do what Park Tudor couldn't do.
Kyle Smith, he is the son of the head coach of the girls team here at Speedway High School, Joe Smith. So a fantastic connection there. Joe is a really good friend of the family of Indiana Sports Radio Network. Now a deep three is up and in. Arterburn, a little bit of nice from top of the key.
And he's way more confident than what it was yesterday, Brent. He only scored 3 points total in yesterday's game. Didn't look for a shot today. 2 for 2 already, 5 points.
You know, this Speedway team, they score in bunches with different players. They've got a fantastic three-point shooter in Drew Valentine, who shoots well above, and number 24, Alex Moore, who shoots well above 40%. The Valentine brothers are fantastic. Devin Valentine is the senior leader on the team, along with his younger brother. We see Moore fire up a deep one. Not a good-looking shot, and it's going to miss.
Wasn't a shot I think Speedway wanted to do, but again, give credit to this Heritage Christian defense. They're all over Speedway.
Eckel tried to find the rim there. Good defense and not a quick whistle either way. Quick 5-4 lead for the Heritage Christian Eagles by way of that three-point bomb. Jack Arterburn is starting out extremely well in this basketball game.
And I think that's what they're going to have to do. Yesterday, only 4 players scored for Heritage Christian, most of it led by Andrew Williams. The complimentary players are going to have to score for Heritage Christian to win this game.
Foul on the rebound, and it looks like they're going to say Eckel pushed off on Kyle Smith. Eckel's going to pick up the foul. That's something we need to monitor as well. Foul trouble kind of eked into the game yesterday. Not really for Speedway in their game 1, but more in the second game for Heritage Christian. Numerous players fouled out. Not too many for Heritage, but a lot for the Park Tudor Panthers.
And Eckel was a player who fouled out yesterday, so he needs to stay on the floor if Heritage Christian wants any chance to win tonight.
Speedway. First look at the sophomore, Drew Valentine. He's not going to miss that shot very often. And right now we're kind of going back and forth like a tennis match.
Yeah, and I think that's how this game is going to go tonight, Brent, as both teams are pretty well evenly matched. It's going to be who wants to get the loose balls, who wants to go after the rebounds and get the hustle plays.
Right now the stands continue to fill up this place. When we were walking back into the gymnasium, it was a long line outside of the door. Echo with great movement in the lane and the finish. This place is going to be packed by about 7:30, I tell you what. First look down low. Willoughby had that first bucket, tried to fire it back out. Arterburn could have grabbed that ball as you saw Corey Jackson kind of amp up into his player a little bit. Instead, it's going to be more.
And every play is going to count. You got to get up the loose balls here because you want every possession you can have, especially late in this game.
Drew Valentine, sophomore point guard. What he lacks in height, he makes up with ball handling and passing ability. As it's a quick give and go, and how about the find underneath? They're going to call a block. Give and go, and Devin Valentine, the older brother, Drew, draws the foul.
And a great setup play there. They got the ball inside the paint. Once the point guard passes that ball inside the paint, makes a nice cut move to the basket. The big, not doing too much, found him on the cut, got himself a chance to get to the line to get 2 points.
That's the first time we get to mention Devin Valentine. Obviously, Drew's going to be the ball-dominant guard. Devin, the senior, kind of has taught Drew along the way of what he needs to do to continue to get better as his career advances. And the first free throw falls through for Devin Valentine. He is a good free throw shooter, as is the entire Speedway Sparkplug team. Couple of subs into the game for the first time. Looks like Tyler Hartman will check in for Speedway. Big time size advantage. And of course, the Carmel transfer Will Christie, who has had a brilliant senior season, knocked down some big time shots at the end of the game last night. Arterburn misses a deep three. Rebound is hauled in by Hartman, who we just mentioned that just checked in.
And good look there by Arterburn in the corner. Tough call there on Echo. That's going to be his second personal foul, so Coach Jackson might have to go to his bench. Does he decide to keep him in early? We only have 3:45 here left in the first quarter. You need him, especially in this first half. So if you're Echo, you got to be real careful about playing inside the paint if Coach Jackson's going to leave him inside the game.
Yeah, you know, and it looked like also that the foul is called on the shot, which is interesting for me. And you also look up at the scoreboard, and the foul differential at this point is the first free throw does miss. It's 4 fouls called against Heritage Christian and 0 for Speedway. Smith goes 0 for 2. And the first time we get to mention Andrew Williams with the basketball. Senior guard has had a fantastic career. We'll see if 11 can really get it going for his team in this game. And Will Christie instead tries to fire out. And that's what we saw yesterday all day, CJ.
Yep.
Really close to a triple-double yesterday. Right here, a rebound and a stick back.
He was 3 assists shy of a triple-double yesterday. Williams is just that kind of knack. Get to the basket.
Alex Moore, known for his three-point shooting prowess, knocks down a little bit of a bunny inside, and right now it's back and forth. Not expecting this high scoring of a game early, but still with 3 minutes left, it is 10-9. Speedway regains the lead. Eckel misses on the far right side. Speedway will get the ball back.
So far, the offenses for both teams are moving the ball pretty well. It's just going to be who's going to get stops.
And another foul is called. I do believe this one is a good call. But it is just mind-blowing to me right now. 5 team fouls against Heritage Christian. It looks like Eccles going to check out, bringing in Macaulay Nolan. Coach Corey Jackson has a little bit of an argument over on the sideline, as I thought Andrew Williams absorbed a lot of contact on that rebound and stick back. So Nolan checks in. Echo will come out. The first free throw was made by Smith. Kyle Smith is one of those players that progressively got better, hit a huge growth spurt, and had to have all of his shooting ability catch up with him. Second free throw rims out. Andrew Williams, second player in Heritage Christian history to reach 1,000 points, and a good find there. Not a great finish, though, as Nolan's going to miss it in front of the rim.
You know, it's interesting to see how he's going to play in this game. He didn't play yesterday at all for Heritage Christian, so Echo in some foul trouble. Nolan's got to step up big.
Very difficult shot, and Moore's long on it. Brought in by Mr. Glue, Bennett Coster. Andrew Williams passes left wing. Will Christie's a player that I believe has the opportunity to really be a catalyst if they want to go deep in the tournament. High IQ and a dump down low, and Noli takes a lot of contact, no call. Christie with the garbage too.
Well, there's a missed call there on that layup, but right there is Will Christie. Again, you mentioned he could be a big player for Heritage Christian. He's a senior too, so I'm sure that he doesn't want this to be his last game.
And how about this? A foul against Coster, and they are one foul away from the bonus.
Yeah, and so that's 2 on Coster and 2 on Eckel. So your Heritage Christian and your coach Jackson, you got to tell your players, quit reaching so much. Just play your defense, move our feet, get in front of the ball, and don't let them get the ball inside the paint. Right now, Speedway's having their way inside the paint. Need to limit Speedway to perimeter shots.
Yep. Sometimes there's nothing you can truly do other than just have your players play without fouling, without reaching, and as always you mentioned, Drew Valentine with a nifty dribbling, and they pass it around the perimeter. Newly entered into the game is Noah White. He's a young junior, and the ball is loose. White corrals it and skips it out, and that's going to be another foul called against Andrew Williams. And we've got free throws upcoming for a very, very good free throw shooter in Drew Valentine.
And you see there that they have the switch that Speedway wanted. Couldn't get the ball inside, but that's a loose ball that if you're Heritage Christian, you got to come away with. You saw Nolan, I believe, diving on the court to get that basketball, but you got to come up with that basketball. You need every possession you can in this game because it might be a tie game now, but those loose balls will become a factor later on in this game, and I expect Andrew Williams to be at the very bottom of that.
Drew Valentine, the sophomore, looking to have a very successful career, misses the front end of the 1-and-1. A little bit of a broadcaster jinx up here, but either way, it'll be a dump down low, and the lane is good by Macaulay Nolan. Back and forth they go, the lead back into the hands of Heritage Christian.
And you saw the drive and kick there. That's what Coach Jackson wants his team to do. If they're going to get the ball inside the paint, they're going to double the drive Speedway on any Heritage Christian player that drives. So the post will be available and open. They got to find the bigs.
Ball now passed down low into the post. Looking for a quick shot up and in. That is where the bread is buttered for Tyler Hartman, 6'6" junior.
And you saw Hartman was the one of the smaller Arterburn there inside the paint. That's what Park Tudor couldn't do yesterday. Get the ball on a mismatch inside the paint. Speedway so far taking advantage of that.
Senior is Hartman. Now a big drive by Williams. And a very sarcastic applause by the Heritage Christian faithful as the first team foul against Speedway occurs with 33 seconds left in this opening quarter.
And your Heritage Christian would like to have some more fouls at this point with 33 seconds left to go, but good job defensively by Speedway not allowing any fouls.
Macaulay Nolan was wide open. And again, that's what Andrew Williams does. Finds the spot, picks when to go, and goes. Smith, baseline, nowhere to go, and finds the safety valve, and Tyler Hartman. I called a game earlier with Speedway. This is the best I have seen them play, even in their victory against Shortridge yesterday. Andrew Williams, 5 seconds left in this first quarter. Gets his screen, won't take it, goes the other way, and lays it up and in. They're going to say a foul on the floor, though. So a great move to score right before the buzzer, but I believe they're going to call a foul on the floor and probably put maybe half a second back on the clock. Oh, they're going to say nothing. They're just going to call the end of the first quarter.
Interesting call.
Very interesting call, but after one, it is 15-15, just like we started out in the ball game, all tied up here on Indiana Sports Radio Network.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
live here from Speedway High School. Like us on Facebook, Indiana SRN. We are all over the place. You can never miss an upcoming game when you follow us on Facebook and give us a like. Indiana SRN, we're always in the game. CJ, what a first quarter. 15-15, deadlocked, back and forth. And the only thing that I can truly point out that might be a bit of a differential would be the foul differential, which we've already touched on a couple of times.
Yeah, and, I think for Heritage Christian so far, they're getting some balanced scoring. 5 players have scored for Heritage Christian. For Speedway, they have 6. We'll mark that down there. So, Christie with the basket there, but Speedway's doing a nice job. And Heritage Christian getting scoring from more than just their star players.
Back comes, the best thing that Speedway is doing is no matter what happens, if Heritage Christian gets a basket, they don't even hesitate. They go straight down to the other end and go and try and find one of their own. A huge rejection from behind, and now a full head of steam, a double dribble, and they'll call it. But Garrett Oath was trying to go one side to the other. A fantastic block from behind by Brandon Willoughby.
And I didn't know if refs were going to call that. Every Heritage Christian player, as you saw, Brent, on their feet asking for a double dribble. And we saw it all the way from up here. And, again, I didn't know if he was going to call it, but a good call there by the refs. And, again, this game is going to be, I believe, deadlocked for most of this game, if not all of it. It's going to come down to possessions. Which team wants the ball and has the ball with the last second to go or the last shot, that team might end up winning this game.
The main thing that Speedway has going for them is the home court advantage. Home court advantage is something that is not often had in playoff time, in high school, college, whatever basketball you want. But because of the beautiful gymnasium here, the beautiful hospitality here at Speedway High School, they have it, and they host it, and now they've got the bit of that home court advantage feel. Into the game for the first time is Reese Johnson for the Heritage Christian Eagles. Andrew Williams with the basketball. Williams, a fake and kick out. Will Christie again, short on this one. Look at that offensive rebound. The stick back not there.
And that's where they miss Eckel. Eckel, if he would have got the rebound, easily would have put it in. You're Nolan, you're getting some minutes here to, you got to knock that shot down.
Coley Nolan, you can't knock his effort out there. Definitely was an effort offensive rebound. Just got to be able to finish it at the rim. Couple of nifty dribbles and a layup too strong. That was Noah White, who had a great finish to the game yesterday against Shortridge, a catalyst of why they won. Now this time on the right side of the rim, maybe a little bit more of in his comfort zone. Nolan lays it in.
But you got to think, yesterday the point guards for Heritage Christian do a nice job keeping their eyes up and down the court. That time, Christie did a nice job. He saw Nolan inside the paint wide open, found him for an easy layup. This time he converted.
Ball's worked out. With the right-handed dribble, the pass out. A deep three is up. And one. Wow. Alex Moore, the senior, known for his three-point shooting prowess, shows why there.
And what a deep shot. That wasn't at the line. I believe that was by near the logo or somewhere between the volleyball line and the logo. I want you to take a look at this replay here, Brent. Look at him. A couple steps behind that three-point line and gets the foul. Williams not allowing him to land on his feet. Refs are going to call that every single time. Nice job there by Moore getting the foul and letting the refs know that's what the foul is called.
4-point play. He shot that one from the Pagoda. Am I right?
Pagoda.
Pagoda.
There you go.
Pagoda.
Pagoda.
I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I apologize. Pagoda. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Response, though, shot is up and missed by Reese Johnson. The hidden thing that we don't talk about is that's a second foul now on Andrew Williams.
Yeah.
Entry pass knocked out of bounds. So a nuts and bolts sort of lineup out there for Heritage Christian. They've got Macaulay Nolan, Jake Duran with Reese Johnson, Will Christie, and Bennett Coster. And a great find by Will Christie. Will Christie might have to put the team on his back in the latter half of this first quarter.
He's doing a nice job. He scored 6 points last night. He already has 6 points here in the first half, so every point and contribution by the bench is needed.
Shot is missed in the lane by Drew Valentine. Now Bennett Coster left side. Not a threat from out there. Will Christie is, and he shows why.
Will Christie. Again, you mentioned might put the team on his back. So far, he's doing that while he has Harrison Eckel on the bench. With Arterburn getting set to check back in, Christie showing why he deserves more minutes.
Will Christie just has that look out on the court. That basketball look of basketball player. Ball is worked around. Drew Valentine skipped past, stepping right into a shot that's going to miss everything. And look at the effort on the ground, but out of nowhere, stealing it away. And a foul is called against Will Christie. Unbelievable.
And it's a tough call here. I want to go back to a play there. Look how deep that shot is by Will Christie. A step between the three-point line and the volleyball line. He's got range. He doesn't show it very often, but that puts him up 24-21 here. He got an unfortunate call down there inside the paint where Heritage Christian thought they were fouled on a loose ball rebound. So right now, Coach Jackson doesn't feel like fouls are going his way, but again, things will level out is what broadcasters seem to say. So you could be getting a rough going here in the first half. Second half, though, might be going a little more towards Heritage Christian's way if they continue to play basketball the right way.
You know, I'm as impartial as you'll get. My teams never win anything, but I feel bad a little bit right now for the foul discrepancy for Heritage Christian. It is tough. And now a front end of the 1-and-1 miss and a big time lay-in off the disposal by Devin Valentine. Let's see if Heritage Christian can respond. 24-23, still a 1-point lead for the Eagles. Eckel back in the game. Backs him down. Flip shot is good. Harrison Eckel cold off the bench, but hot in the scorer sheet.
Yeah, he really has 4 points so far. He's been in a little foul trouble early, but that's what Heritage Christian needs to do. They're going to get the ball and play through Eckel. They did that last night against Park Tudor. Give the ball to Eckel and then let him decide what he wants to do. They do like to have a lot of inside-outside play, leading that with Eckel, and he's going to be a key contributor to Heritage Christian.
Macaulay Nolan, effort rebound. Timeout taken, 30-second. Corey Jackson, we're going to stay right here. Let's take a look at this Eckel lay-in. CJ, what did you see?
Well, Brittany, see him there. They wanted to call a 3-second call, but he's just so tall over the defender. I believe that was Tyler Hartman there. Who's taller than Eckel? Hartman stands at 6'6", does the stat sheet say. Eckel stands at 6'4", so Hartman has a size advantage, but it's so hard to stop that hook shot. We talked about it a little bit. The hook shot's like the impossible shot, really, to block, and Eckel just does a nice job. They're using its length and using that hook shot to get over the outstretched arms of Hartman.
So, CJ, Speedway took down Indianapolis Shortridge to make it here. Prior to that, they were able to beat Washington. Back-to-back games against two very athletic teams. An 81-73 victory against Washington, and then a 63-54 win versus Shortridge. And then, of course, Heritage Christian last night in that doozy of a game. It was a big-time victory as they took down Park Tudor, 60-52 in Park Tudor in that game.
Yep.
It was a 30-3 run.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy because we talked to Coach Jackson after the game, and you know he was just as shocked as we were about that going on.
Macaulay Nolan with the basketball. Another thing to mention is in the last 30 years, these two teams have played 7 times. Every single time, Heritage Christian has won. A drive by Williams, who's back into the game with the 2 fouls. So Coster, Williams, and Eckel are all out there with 2 fouls apiece. Drive by Coster, a dump down, and the baseline deuce is missed. Bodies are flying everywhere.
They're letting them play right now.
Drew Valentine and one mixtape Torres finds Alex Moore. 3 balls missed. Wow. Golly, look at this. Wow!
Wow.
He shot that one from turn 3. Unbelievable distance for the senior.
And he can knock down that shot. We saw him make an and one earlier on a 3.
That is crazy. Williams right into it. CJ.
We'll like to see a replay of that. I want to show you this Alex Moore 3-point, though. You said turn 3. It might have been a little farther. Maybe the snake pit. Got his own rebound off the miss. Look at that. Foot on the volleyball line. Steph Curry range if you're talking about range there, he can knock it down. If you're Heritage Christian, you got to be on him like glue. Hand up anytime he has the ball. You don't want him shooting a three and beating you from there because he can heat up quick.
And the scary thing is, Andrew Williams was on him like glue earlier and drew that foul for the 4-point play. You just got to hope that you can contain him as Williams gets his first points of the second quarter. Andrew Williams, saddled with those 2 fouls earlier, goes 2 for 2 from the line, and he is a monster for this Heritage Christian team, and they need him if they want to advance to regionals.
Yep, last night he scored 23 points, again, close to a triple-double, had over 10 rebounds and 7 assists. So far, he's struggling a little bit out the gate, but I don't expect that to happen or continue to be like that later on in this game.
Still a 2-point lead for Heritage Christian. It's just one of those games where big blows one by one on both sides, and you look up and Heritage still with the lead. Now a jump ball is called. Possession arrow is going to keep it with the Spark Plugs.
If you're Heritage Christian, you got to continue to rebound the basketball. They took Echo out just to make sure he doesn't stay in foul trouble or get in any more foul trouble. But again, Speedway has the size down inside the paint. You got to box out if you're Heritage Christian.
Ball is worked in, and now Moore has to corral it in. Tipped and stolen. Let's see what this fast break brings. Williams! Oh, almost the end one, but he will be heading to the free throw line again for a couple of easy ones.
You know, Brent, he has just a way of creating shots that you wouldn't think go in, but they go in. On that, he didn't have an angle there driving left baseline, but somehow he found a way to put the shot up off the backboard and almost get an and one. Andrew Williams is so key to this Heritage Christian team, and again, he's a senior for this team, and we talked to his mom yesterday after the game. She was actually sitting behind us for the broadcast. He missed 4 free throws yesterday, and she grunted after every free throw that he missed, but you know, she gave just a bunch of praise for her son and the hard work that he puts into this team, the blood, sweat, and tears.
She's happy on that trip as he goes 2 for 2 and a little offense for defense. Smart decision by 6-year head coach Corey Jackson with the foul trouble his team has. Back in the game is Reese Johnson. Now trouble getting the ball in, and Drew Valentine has it on the ground, and he slithers out of it somehow, some way. All the way down, layup is knocked out of, slipped through his fingertips.
Well, that's great recovery defense there. Good job by Drew Valentine not faltering. You see a lot of point guards, Bryn, when they get in the backcourt and double team, they tend to pick up their dribble and then they get flushed. Valentine did a nice job keeping his dribble and keeping his eyes up the court. Found a teammate, just happened to go through his hands there. Heritage Christian got away with the break.
Bit of a danger zone right now for Speedway. It's a 4-point lead for Heritage. If they were able to knock down another shot, extend this lead to 6, maybe 7, that might be time for Coach Chuck Bennett to take a timeout himself. Ball's worked around. Durant has it.
Well, it's smart here by Coach Jackson. Take some time off the clock. There's not a shot clock in high school basketball. You're already up 4. Let's go in the half with the lead. You're in no rush here to get any points. Just run your offense and see if you can find a gap in the defense.
Another interesting lineup due to the foul trouble. Arterburn is the only true offensive threat out on the court. Reese Johnson, not known for his offensive talent, but he takes it and shoves it right into my face. What a drive into the lane.
Hey, he said, Bryn, I'm not offensive talent. Watch this. Drove the lane off the pump fake. A nice pump fake there from 3. And now Heritage Christian up 6 points right now.
Desperate need of a response. We'll see where the spark plugs go. And it's a 3-point shooter. Alex Moore is short. Misses everything, but an effort save. Stepping out of bounds was Devin Valentine. And right now, the waters are getting even more dangerous.
Well, this is what happened yesterday. Heritage Christian made their run, started in the second quarter, mid-second quarter. So far, they've done a nice job late in the quarters with their defense. They're not allowing Speedway to get into their offense, and if they do, they're holding tight down low, and that's what Heritage Christian has to continue to do here in this quarter and also in the third.
Arterburn, baseline is long. Tipped and taken in by Speedway. For all of the foul trouble that Heritage Christian had in that first quarter, they got all the way to 7 fouls in the first quarter. They've only gotten 2 in the second quarter. An unbelievable job response defensively as Drew Valentine, 3-ball corner, no. 30 seconds, and Coach Jackson says hold for 1.
Smart play there. You have 24 seconds left. No need to go before that and let Speedway try to get the last shot.
the Eagles. They had a little bit of a magical run a couple of years ago. Looking to do the same this year. 10 seconds left in the first half. Coster to Reese Johnson. Johnson again can't find the hole. Down to 1 second. And that'll be the final buzzer in a brilliant first half, CJ. We saw a couple of crazy things in that first half. We saw Speedway up. We saw Speedway down. We saw Heritage Christian up. We saw Heritage Christian down. We saw foul trouble. We saw deep snake pit threes.
Yeah.
Turn three. Pagoda threes. But this has been a brilliant sectional 43 championship game so far.
And I think it's going to continue that in the second half. Both teams have some adjustments to make. If you're Speedway, I think you got to get in your offense a little bit more. Not that they were slow getting into it, but when Heritage Christian sets up their defense and they can switch from the perimeter, it makes it a little hard for Speedway to try to get into their offensive set. If you're Heritage Christian, you can't foul as much. They really hurt them there in the first quarter. You couldn't foul, and you couldn't have your key players out on the court for as long as you wanted to for Coach Jackson. But so far with that, they have the lead at halftime, 32-26. So if you're Coach Jackson, you're happy with that. Continue to rebound the basketball and keep your star players on the court. You're going to need them here in the second half.
You know, that was a brilliant first half and a great job by Coach Corey Jackson with all that foul trouble, knowing what he needed to do in order to get the star players on the court when he needed, but having them off when he didn't.
Well, you know, that's why he's a head coach, and he took his players out on defensive purposes, which is smart. You want him to get that third foul, but when there was a dead ball on offense, put them back in and insert them. He trusts them enough to not get an offensive foul driving to the basket. Nice job by Corey Jackson and Eckel and Williams.
Well, it is halftime here on Indiana SRN. We're going to step aside, send it back to the studio. When we come back, we've got the second half here at Sectional 43 at Speedway High School on Indiana Sports Radio Network.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
If we've seen one thing in the story so far, it's that after things went wrong in the garden, the relationship between humans and God was less than perfect. But time after time, God continued to rescue and provide for humans. We left off with the Israelites wanting a king like other nations. So God used the prophet Samuel to select a man named Saul. Saul was strong and popular and seemed like the perfect choice for a king. And at first, Saul did a great job. But eventually, he turned his back on God and started to do what he wanted instead of what God wanted. So God began looking for another man who could be Israel's king. God used Samuel once again, this time predicting that a young shepherd boy named David would succeed Saul as king. David's own family thought the idea was crazy. David was the youngest of 7 brothers, and the other 6 were all bigger, stronger, and more fit to be the king. Until one day, when David showed he had exactly what it took. Israel was at battle with the Philistines, and they were being mocked and threatened every day by a giant soldier named Goliath. Though no soldier in Israel's army would stand up to Goliath, David ran into battle against him, armed with only a slingshot and some stones. David slung the stone and knocked Goliath down, then cut off his head. Now, David became something like an instant celebrity in Israel, sort of like LeBron James, just with a slingshot instead of a basketball and, well, no $20 million a year contract. And eventually, David did in fact become king of Israel. He was a totally different kind of king than Saul was, committed to God and committed to being the blessing to others that God had always wanted Israel to be. He wasn't perfect, but he was somebody who loved and followed God. Eventually, David passed his kingship to his own son, Solomon. Solomon grew up to become the wisest man who ever lived, using his great wisdom to help the Israelites make very difficult decisions, and also to write books of wisdom found in the Bible. Now, the funny thing is that even with all that wisdom, Solomon made his share of mistakes as well. He married women for political alliances and protection instead of trusting God. Eventually, his lack of trust left the kingdom vulnerable. For all his great wisdom, he led the people to trust in the wrong things. Yet, under Solomon's rule, Israel was peaceful and prosperous. But if we've been paying any attention to the story so far, times like these don't seem to last very long. It was only a matter of time after Solomon died that Israel would find itself in a whole new world of trouble. And yet, as always, God would provide a way out.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them masons. Not just a man, a mason.
I think the best thing that our ministry offers is that when the women come in and they are pregnant and they've reached our scan dates, which are 6 weeks, 4 days to 14 weeks, we're able to image them with ultrasound.
Seeing the image on the screen and hearing a heartbeat clarifies that it is truly life and not just a clump of cells.
You know, you can see babies sucking their thumbs, you can see them running their hands over their heads.
It shows them what God is doing on the inside that they don't feel or don't even think is real, but they see a real image of a real baby on the screen.
It just breaks my heart when a woman, no matter what her circumstances are, that she decides to end that intrauterine pregnancy, that she decides that she's better to go on her own without that baby.
Two quarters stand in the way until a sectional 43 champion is crowned. Brent Young and C.J. Benberry here on Indiana Sports Radio Network in a brilliant first half. An exciting and entertaining up and down, multiple terms of adversity. It has been a thriller here at Speedway High School. Deep threes knocked down, tough passes in the lane, foul trouble on both sides. You get about everything you want and more when these two teams play. Let's take a quick look at the scoring on both sides. Devin Valentine with 3 in the first half. Alex Moore with 2 NBA range and beyond threes as he finished that first half with 9 points. 3 points for Kyle Smith. Tyler Hartman had 4. Drew Valentine, the slithery point guard, had a lot more than just points to show his intensity and his effort in that first half, but he did have 2 points. And then Noah White with 2 and Brandon Willoughby with 2. Very spread out scoring for the Speedway Spark Plugs for their total of 26. As for Heritage Christian, 2 points for Reese Johnson off the bench. Andrew Williams chipped in with his typical 6 points. And then it was 5 points for Jack Arterburn, 4 points for Harrison Eckel, 2 for Macaulay Nolan, and 9 for Will Christie. And all 9 of those were extremely needed, extremely efficient, and extremely timely for this Heritage Christian Ball Club. I'm now going to bring in my boy, my man, my broadcast partner, C.J. Benberry. And C.J., that was a first half that was foul-ridden. They weathered the storm, and one of those where Speedway would do this, do that, and you're like, oh, whoa, they've got to be up 8. They got to be up 10. You look up at the scoreboard, Heritage Christian up 2, up 4, and now at half up 6.
Yeah, and Speedway just had some missed opportunities there, but again, I think if they can find those mismatches down inside the paint, they did that a couple times, and they were successful in doing that, but they're going to have to continue, Heritage Christian, to play good defense down inside the paint. They're not as big as Speedway is down inside the paint, so that means you need a gang rebound. You have to box out. That's especially key. You need to box out on these Speedway players. And again, you didn't have Echo and Williams out there for as much time as you wanted to for Coach Jackson, so that might have played a little bit of that key part to that. So I expect them to be on the court here and to stay out of foul trouble. We'll see if it evens out the fouls between both teams.
And now an interesting look. It looks like it's a bit of a 2-3 zone being applied by Speedway. We'll see if that's something that they run here for the latter part of this second half, as they do come out in that matchup 2-3. Andrew Williams in the corner.
And usually with the zone, you need to have a guy in the middle like you see Williams there. That allows Williams to be the playmaker on this team and let him decide if he wants to go left or right.
And of course, with his basketball IQ, he knows exactly what you're talking about. Instead, he nets a deep 3. He didn't have any of those in game 1. In the semifinals, he finds the bottom of the net with that one.
And again, the 2-3 zone is supposed to limit perimeter shots. But that time, Speedway didn't do a good job of closing out on Williams, who is a good three-point shooter for Heritage Christian.
Largest lead of the ball game for either team, 9 for Heritage Christian. Drew Valentine looks to end it, and he gets fouled on the drive. Koster, I believe, will pick it up. As we take a look at this Andrew Williams 3.
Well, you saw him there. He was inside the paint, and then he switched over to that right corner 3. 2 players from Speedway went out, but Williams said, doesn't matter to me. Hand down, man down, let me drill this 3.
Yeah, that is what a player with high basketball IQ understands, is that if I find a spot, I know that this is where that player is going to be in the 2-3. I'm going to pop it up before he gets over to me. Now, free throw's good for Drew Valentine, the sophomore. He missed the front end of the 1-and-1 earlier.
Yep.
Knocked that one in.
And on a 2-3 zone, Brent, you can't be too timid to shoot the 3. You're going to be open a couple times. You need to get the ball inside shooter's hands so you can knock down the 3.
Sophomore might be starting to feel the pressures of the basketball game a little bit. He is normally money from the line. He's struggled a bit so far tonight. Misses the second free throw, but the lead is back down to 8. Brent Young and C.J. Benberry and Harrison Eckel a little bit far out of his comfort range. He was fantastic in that semifinal. 21 points before fouling out. Now it's Smith looking to find the answer, and Willoughby. When there is a way, there is a Willoughby. I liked it. Heritage back on offense.
I didn't know where you were going with that one.
Still nursing the 6-point lead.
If you notice there, you saw Eckel not really contest that shot inside the paint. Didn't want to pick up that third foul early in this third quarter. Smart.
Other side, same result for Andrew Williams.
He's starting to heat up. He's 2 for 2 from the three-point line this quarter. And just the same play, just on the opposite side. Speedway has to do a better job closing out on Williams.
You know, they say deuce is wild, but I would say ace is wild. The 1-1-11. Andrew Williams knocks down 2 deep boys. Now a shot, and Duran was right underneath Drew Valentine. Just a smart play by Drew.
And again, they call that foul. I'm going to go back to this Williams 3 throw real quick again. Same result from the middle, swing over to the far side, inside the bench. You see him show some excitement there looking at the bench. But on that foul there by Duran, they called it because he didn't allow Valentine to land on his feet. You have to allow the shooter to land once he goes up for a jump shot there.
Drew Valentine's not going to miss a pair anymore. If statistics stand true, he's going to knock this one down as well. Coach Chuck Bennett, he's a lifer. His 16th season at the helm with Speedway. He had a couple of very special teams, including one with Justin Brent back in the day. A fantastic last name because it is my first name, so Justin Brent led them to a sectional championship. Speedway High School. the spark plugs here in Speedway, Indiana. Will Christie back in the basketball game. He was brilliant in the first half. See if Andrew Williams can get it going again. 2 threes and now a lay-in plus the foul. He said, I can make a three from one side. I can make a three from the other side. And watch this. I'll show you how they used to do it back in 1960.
Jack of all trades. Williams only scored 8 points there in the first quarter. He already has 8 points here. We've already done, 2 minutes and 20 seconds, I believe. So 16 points for Williams. He had 23 yesterday. They're going to need every single point for Heritage Christian and Williams.
And the senior is magic. From the line, he puts them up by a dime. 41-31. Largest lead of the game again. Great backdoor cut, and the finish is good for the slithering sophomore, Drew Valentine.
And Valentine struggled in that first half. You mentioned he only had 2 points, missed the front end of a 1-and-1. He already has 5 points here in the second half. And I believe he has all 5 points for Speedway.
Eckel, baseline. Doesn't want to pick up that foul. He is being very cautious in this game, but a great job knifing through the lane with the right hand. A kiss. Back with it, though, will be Kyle Smith. He had a great start to the game, been quiet ever since. And a jump ball is called. Will Christie with a hand right on the ball, and it's going to be staying with the spark plugs.
Good sportsmanship by Christie there. His player fell down. No one from Speedway went to go pick up their teammates, so Christie's like, I'll do it myself. Nice job by Christie there.
30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Coach Corey Jackson has had a magical run with this Heritage Christian Ball Club. 18-5 with that victory last night. Do you believe, from what you've seen all season in Indiana high school basketball, if they're able to take home the Sectional 43 crown, do they have it in them to continue to ride the wave all the way to Bankers Life?
I think so, and you mentioned they've done it before a couple years ago with this close to the same exact team. And, as long as Andrew Williams and Harrison Eckel can stay healthy on this court, they're going to be okay. And they're holding Speedway to a nice shot. This is where Speedway kind of got ahead of Heritage Christian here on this backdoor cut by Drew Valentine, a smaller guard. You see here, he made the cut there, being guarded by Costler, put him on his knees. But again, a good job by Drew Valentine. They're going to need more of that for Speedway if they want to stay in this game right now, down 10 in this game.
Well, ball is on the right side. The dump down low to the post, and just a power move into the chest of Will Christie. And that is the senior, Kyle Smith.
Third foul on Will Christie, so he's the only guy for Heritage Christian in quote-unquote foul trouble with 3 so far. Christie's got to be a little smarter. It's tough for players down on the post because they want you to put your hands straight up, but it's naturally, you naturally try to curve to try to block the shot. So it's going to be interesting to see how these fouls are going to be called later in this game.
Jump ball is called. It's going to keep with Heritage. Kind of a dicey pass. Good job by Arterburn coming up to get it. So a sideline inbound, about 40 seconds away from midway through this third quarter. And we're seeing they are clarifying that it is staying with Heritage. And it will be Williams passing it in. Finds Christie. I always get nervous right at that foul line, but a great drive by Christie. Speedway wants to say Christie was using that arm bar, but they're going to get a foul instead on the drive.
And that foul, I believe, is going to be on Alex Moore, his second foul. He had a good first half. He had 8 points there, 2 deep threes. Hasn't mentioned his name. I think the first time we mentioned his name here in the second half. Speedway's definitely going to need the shooting of him.
Not a great pass as it goes all the way down to pinball effect. And Drew Valentine takes it coast to coast, and he is fouled hard. But you know what? Just a brilliant job, resiliency by this 5'7" sophomore. You say he was fouled hard, but if he was 6'3", it would be a common foul. Yeah. But he just throws his body around, has high maximum effort, pound for pound, a brilliant player.
And you got to love that. Again, smallest guy on the court, just like Jake Duran. He gives you all this effort. Same thing for Drew Valentine. A little shaken up after that hard fall. They're going to call it just a common foul. I believe it's going to go on Otterburn. That's going to be his first personal, if I'm correct. But Drew Valentine, again, he scored most of their points here in the second half. He's keeping them single-handedly in this game. Otherwise, Heritage Christian would have run away here in this third quarter.
And you know what? You look back up at the scoreboard as he knocks down the second one, if he does. And he will. Back to exactly what it was at the end of the first half, which so far in the second half, it's got that feel like Heritage Christian's kind of running away with it. So just a brilliant job again as Speedway sticking right there. Christie, though, whoa, nifty. And I'm going to say it, Dipsy-do with the lay-in for two.
And you saw him hang in the air there. Nice job by Christie.
I'm going to let you say that, CJ. Take it away.
Otterburn didn't have his hand straight up. He thought he went over. He tried to go for the block there. Again, you already have 5 team fouls again here in this second half. You have to be careful with. I know you want to contest every shot down in the paint, but you got to be smart because these fouls, this could be for a long game heading down to the free throw line. You mentioned Speedway is a good free throw shooting team. That's the last place you want to put them on the line.
And you know, you also mentioned Otterburn in fantastic position on that drive. Did not need to extend that arm down towards the ball. As you mentioned, it probably could have been a possibility to just, you know, straight up in the air,
Yep.
Don't let anything happen. Second free throw is good for Devin Valentine. Back and forth, but still sticking right at that 6-point spread. Midway through the third quarter, sectional 43, and a stolen ball. Vroom, vroom, lay it good.
Heritage Christian starting to turn the ball over just a little bit. The Speedway defense is amping up. They're going to have to continue to contain themselves. Speedway, keep the pressure on Heritage Christian. Right now, they don't know how to react with this back to man defense.
Heritage almost throws it away. Good job by Andrew Williams corralling it. Couple of crossovers. I thought he was going to dead-eye him. Instead, passes left to Eckel. Right back out to Williams. Stops on a dime.
Foul. Good move.
And one.
I can see that all the way from up here. He wanted to drive, but he's so quick. He can stop on a dime, exactly what he did there, and then drew the foul. Smart by Williams. You know, maybe if he doesn't even touch you, fall to the ground, sometimes the refs will award you with that, even if it is a flop. Williams did a nice job there. He's having a heck of a second half, Brent. He already has 12 points here in the second half, scored 8 in the first half total.
Herky jerky. Big time take. Free throw, good. Andrew Williams doing all he can to propel his team to the regionals. 48-41. Drive and dish. Drew Valentine, the sophomore. Now wide open 3-ball. Missed. Jake Turan with the rebound. And the entire fan section wants it and one. Instead, how about that flip of emotion? Speedway, what? Heritage Christian, yes. Response on the other end, nothing. Andrew Williams, it is a 5-on-2 fast break. And it's a charge. Probably should have given that one up, CJ.
Good move, smart move by Williams, but, you know, you saw what he wanted to do. He had a 3-on-1, so, yeah, you would have liked to see him pass that ball there, but you saw him slow down just a little bit because he knew that he might have gotten a foul. Here's that last fast break, Brent. Just beautiful. Otterburn right into Eckel. They thought Otterburn was going to shoot the basket inside. Found the big man Eckel. We saw that a lot yesterday, finding Eckel inside the paint.
And a full timeout is taken. We're going to step aside with him. It's a 9-point lead for the Heritage Christian Eagles here on Indiana Sports Radio Network.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Indiana SRN. Follow us on Twitter at Indiana SRN, and you will never miss an upcoming game. We have multitude of games for you for the rest of the basketball season into every single sport. Remember, follow us at Indiana SRN. CJ, this has been an interesting third quarter, one that has seen Heritage push the lead all the way out to 10. Speedway trying to come back. Heritage giving a couple of big blows, though.
They have, but it's been all in the hands of Drew Valentine and Andrew Williams. Seems just like a game between those two guys. Both guys keeping their team either ahead or trying to keep them inside the game.
And the ball is now back for Speedway. They work it around. One player's name who we have not mentioned is Alex Moore, as he's whipping around the left side. Gets the backdoor cut right off his foot. Out of bounds.
But you saw in that last play, Brandon, Heritage Christian switched to a 1-2-2 defense. So they're going to have the point guard stay on the middle, but whenever there's a Speedway player on the wings, they're going to have that the second wing come over to the side and then maybe double team with the big, either keep him inside the post or bring him out in the double team, forces Speedway to throw the ball over the top all the way to the far side. We'll see how Speedway reacts to that.
Andrew Williams with the yo-yo, passes it up, down low McCauley. 3 ball. Arterburn can't find it. He did have a great start to the ball game, and now McCauley Nolan. Effort. Premium.
He's giving them some good minutes off the bench, Brandon. And again, he didn't play yesterday, so when you haven't played in a couple games, you might be a little rusty off the bench. He missed a couple layups there and had one slip away, but overall his effort has been there, and that's what Coach Jackson preaches. You give me your effort, the hard work's going to pay off in the end. That time, hustling to get a rebound, knocked it off the Speedway player when he was about to fall out of bounds. Nice job there by Nolan.
Reese Johnson will check back in. He gave them really good minutes in the foul-riddled first half. Just a tad under this, as it's going to be worked inbounds by Will Christie.
I also want you to see, Brent, watch for the high-low. They've been trying to find that where they find Nolan inside the free throw line, then Eckel down low. Watch for that here. They might try to go with that same play.
Eckel with the ball will hand it off to Christie. Christie has had a phenomenal game. See what he goes with, the dribble and the pass. Long baseline 2 is missed. Speedway spark plug will not go away. We've been stuck on this 50-41 score for quite some time.
Again, there's that 1-2-2. So you see how the defense moves. The wing's going to come out there, and now the big steps up to the 3. They can bring Christie over to double if they want, if they believe Valentine is a good enough shooter.
Drew Valentine, look at that. Could not finish at the rim, but he was able to cut right through the zone. Grabs his miss, down to 70 seconds in this third quarter. Ball whipped around the perimeter. Heritage Christian left him wide open behind.
And you saw that. Everyone, they had 4 players drift over to that far side corner, and that allows the far guy to cut to the basket. All you have to do is make a nice pass. That time Speedway, nice job finding the wide open cutter baseline.
Garrett Oath brings it back to a 7-point game. And now I believe Court Jackson is going to say to hold for 1. 39 seconds left. Andrew Williams, top of the key. Has had a third quarter to remember.
Sure has. 12 points so far here in the third. Telling his teammate Christie, not yet. We've got 20 seconds left. Let's run the clock down just a little bit more. Let's go at about 12. Run our offense and see what we can get.
And they are now at that 12-second mark.
So decide to go solo.
Yep. Andrew Williams. A little bit of a mini spin. Skips it to the corner. Reese Johnson misses it all. But a great 3 quarters in the books here from Speedway High School. We're going to have a dandy of a fourth for you. 50-43 on Indiana SRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Back here on Indiana SRN. Again, make sure you follow us and subscribe on YouTube. We'll put the games up online. Again, never miss an upcoming game. Again, Indiana SRN. Subscribe. Press that YouTube button online. I want to go back to that backdoor cut, Brent. It was just a great, magnificent play. Again, with that 1-2-2 zone, they're going to leave a wide open player open. So you see it back there. 4 guys up towards the top, towards the middle, and that leaves Oath wide open for the backdoor cut. Speedway can get that at any point. If Heritage Christian wants to stay in that 1-2-2 zone, your Heritage Christian, you can't have everyone float over to one side. You need to keep it, stay balanced, have the 2 bigs stay on the far block over there, and the 2 on the near side block, and you should be okay.
You know, you also mentioned, CJ, if it wasn't for foul trouble, Eckel would have probably came with the help defense a lot more strong from the far side, contested at the rim instead with little nerves with the foul trouble. And now it's going to be at the free throw line again, Kyle Smith.
Well, I've Eckel down for 2, so now in the fourth quarter you can play a little bit more aggressive than what you were in that third quarter because you only need 3 fouls this time, so you can be the rim protector that Coach Jackson knows that you are as we have a missed free throw. So I expect Eckel to be a little bit more aggressive here. And also Williams, I have Williams down for 3. He can't be as aggressive as Eckel, but he can still play a little bit more aggressive than what he was.
Kyle Smith has really struggled from the line tonight as he misses a pair. Wow, those are costly points missed at the line.
6 missed free throws that he has.
So it's 50-43. It's a 7-point lead for Heritage Christian. Will Christie has played like the player I've seen all year. The potential inside of him, IQ to the roof, and he shows it again. Misses the bunny though.
Wow.
That was a, what do they say, $100 move and a $1 finish.
Yeah, and you saw Coach Jackson pump him up there after the missed shot. It's okay, but again, if this comes down to maybe a 1-2 point game going either way, you might look back at that layup here, 7:23 to go in the fourth, as a momentum swinger.
Ball now worked around. Smith with it. Remember, this is for the sectional championship. Both of these teams want to taste that glory, and it will. 2-point bucket and down to a nickel disadvantage for the Speedway Spark Plugs. Andrew Williams. Now a pass out. Arterburn. A fake step in. Shot no good. Will Christie with the response misses another one. Another offensive board, but Andrew Williams will not miss. He will not miss.
The senior said, everyone calm down. Let's slow things down a little bit. I got us. Knocked down a cold blood at 3.
He said, I am still on this basketball team for the rest of the season. Shot at the line, no good. Devin Valentine says he was fouled. No call.
And he might have been fouled there by Eckel. He put his hand up. Looked like he might have got hit on the arm there. Refs didn't see it. Right now, momentum starting to swing a little bit towards Heritage Christian as they want to talk it over a little bit.
Corey Jackson will take a timeout. We'll see if it's a full or a 30. It's going to be a full, so we'll step aside. It is an 8-point advantage for Heritage Christian on Indiana SRN.
It's a big shot.
Huge.
Welcome back here to Speedway, Indiana SRN, alongside Brent Young. I am CJ Benbury. I want to go back to that 3-point shot there by Andrew Williams. 12 points in the third quarter alone. After some back and forth, missed free throws, Andrew Williams says, hey, calm down. I got us. You see him there. Show that emotion. Look at the sideline. Big shot there, Brent, because the ball was going back and forth. Chrissy missed his second bunny from inside the shot. Koster did a nice job getting that rebound. Pass out to Williams, who knocked down the 3, back up by 8.
CJ, this is a moment in time with Heritage Christian a chance to go back up by double digits. A defensive stop is needed because this is one of those games where in the previous game against Park Tudor, it was a game of runs. a game where you kind of felt where you were never out of it. And this one, it seems like a 10-point advantage would be very hard to come back from. And Eckel uses strength to force up a shot, and he'll head to the free throw line for a couple of easy ones.
That time, Eckel didn't get a double team. Most of the time, Speedway has a guy maybe floating back and forth between do they want to double team Eckel or not. That time, Coach Bennett decided to have Eckel go one-on-one. He hasn't had the game that we expect him to have. He only has 8 points so far. Again, he has been riddled with foul trouble in that first half. Didn't really look for a shot there in the second half, or in the third quarter at least. He scored 4 points, but yesterday he scored, I believe, 21 points, and he had a huge second half. A lot of those where Williams was looking up and finding his teammates, so we'll see if he can get back on track.
And Eckel misses them both from the line. Free throws have been a struggle for both sides, and they're going to call a foul on the rebound. That's going to be Will Christie's 4th foul, and that's also going to send from one side of the court 90 feet to the other side of the court. Free throws with the clock stopped.
Well, just like yesterday, Park Tudor, a good free throw shooting team, and Heritage Christian didn't want to foul and put them on the line. Same exact scenario tonight against Speedway. Speedway, a good free throw shooting team. Every time they shoot free throws, they get points and the clock is stopped. Not what Heritage Christian wants. So if you're Coach Jackson, if it's inside the paint, questionable call, let them get the basket. We can take some time off the clock.
Wow. And Alex Moore, who was hitting shots from Indianapolis, just missed the front end of a 1-and-1. The foul is called off the catch. This one will be against Devin Valentine. They aren't close to the penalty. They've got another foul to give, only 5 team fouls, and also only, I believe, the first foul against Devin Valentine. So Williams looking to find somewhere to go, close to a 5-second call, but he does get the ball inbounded, and it will be slowed down as a handoff coming around the bend is Andrew Williams. Williams passes off to Duran, and now a great find, and Arterburn, instead of taking another step in, has the ball tipped around and picked up by Kyle Smith. Fast break, Drew Valentine, Euro, good! And the foul. Wow.
He's playing big, Bren. He's, again, the smallest guy on the court, but he's playing big. He's down there trying to get rebounds inside the paint. That time on the free throw, thought he was going to do the guard move, pull up off the fast break. That time decided to do a Euro step. And he gets a chance to complete the and one. He's having a huge second half. He's keeping Speedway in this game alone.
He is, and with his free throw shooting as well. Struggled in the first half, knocks him down with ease here in the second, and the lead is all the way down to 5. Andrew Williams, seeing if he can put the team on his back again, draws the foul against Devin Valentine. So Devin picks up 2 quick.
Yep. Now if I'm Coach Jackson, you have 5 minutes left in this game. You know, take some time off the clock. You know, maybe take 30 seconds, 45 seconds before you get into that offense. Take some time off because, again, no shot clock here in high school basketball. You don't have to be in a rush.
Ball's worked around the perimeter. Now Duran has it. Dumped down low. Andrew Williams, IQ to the roof. Knocks it in.
And I love how he's not rushing his shot down there. He got the basketball, made a nice move, but he didn't rush to put the shot up just to get a foul. He took his time with it.
And they have it on the top of the key. Speedway in no rush at all. Kyle Smith around. Whips it to Hartman. Hartman, we haven't called his name since the first quarter. We have called Alex Moores in the first half, and he comes out banging a deep one from the corner.
And that's what they needed. So again, down to a 4-point game. I want to see how long it takes Heritage Christian to get in their offense because Speedway's starting to make a run here. Your Heritage Christian counter that. Take some time off the clock.
Andrew Williams passes around. Midway through the fourth quarter, here in the championship game of Sectional 43. And they're going to call a blocking foul, and that will be one of the bonus for senior Andrew Williams.
Tough call there out on the perimeter if you're Tyler Hartman. I believe it's only a second foul. So they're going to say it's his third foul in the scoreboard. So If you're Hartman, you can't be too aggressive out there on the perimeter, knowing that he's going to come around the screen. If you have a chance to get a steal on the ball, I would do that, but he didn't have any chance there, and you put a good free throw shooter on the line.
Front end is good. Andrew Williams is one of those players, ice water in the veins. See if he can knock one down. You know what? You look up at the clock, though, and it's 3:57 left. That is a lot of time.
It is. And they got the ball with about 4:15, so not a lot of time is left, but Heritage Christian came away with 2 points.
So it's a 6-point advantage. Now with the ball into the hands of Devin Valentine, the senior brother of the two.
They've gone back to a man-to-man, so look for them to switch on the perimeter, as you see right there. So now Duran on the smaller defender inside the paint. Speedway's got to recognize that a little sooner.
Deep three. Wow! Sophomore! Big shot by Valentine and a full timeout. This one's going to come down to a buzzer, 57-54.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
CJ, what a game.
But you see here, look at Valentine wide open on the perimeter, goes to the legs. Eccles not going to step out. Again, you got to be a little closer on the shooter there. You got to realize he can knock down the shot. Only a sophomore, he doesn't have the experience, but he's showing up big time here in this game.
Senior versus sophomore, CJ. Those two are putting up unbelievable point totals, and we still have 3:25 left. Ball is in the hands of Andrew Williams. He is the senior of the two that we've mentioned. Looks for the drive, and now he'll knife in. Hesitation, passes it out. The Speedway faithful wanted 3 seconds in the lane call.
It was close to it.
Eckel lays it in. Wow.
Big shot there by the juniors. Speedway's making their run here late. Eckel doing a nice job getting 2 points in there.
Ball's worked around Drew Valentine, who just knocked down that deep three. Has it on the right wing. Double team has to give it up. Down low, Devin Valentine. Lays it in. Neither team is going away, CJ.
No, they're not. And again, it now comes down to rebounding the basketball and getting stops. We'll see if Heritage Christian can do that, or will Speedway have it go through the door that Heritage Christian might leave open. Again, take some time off.
Andrew Williams somehow gets that one up. That is strength.
Talks about how he just makes shots sometimes that it doesn't look like they should be going in. A tough shot there. Got the ball stripped, got it back at the last second, and put it in.
Now a double team, and the ball is right on the sideline. They're going to say out of bounds. Back to Heritage Christian. They've got a 5-point lead, a chance to extend it with only 2 minutes left.
And smart there by Duran. He was guarding Valentine there out on the perimeter. Eckel came on a double team. That's what you got to do on a small guard, especially when they go back to the half-court line. Put some pressure on him, double team him. That time Valentine picked up his dribble and lost out of bounds.
Durant, the senior point guard with the ball. Goes to Arterburn. A made bucket here would be ginormous for the Eagles. Arterburn back out to Duran. Down to 1:40 left, and this is where they're taking time off the clock, as you've mentioned.
And if you're Speedway here, you probably can go a little bit longer without fouling. They're going to give the foul there, but again, if I'm Heritage Christian, I want to stay out there by the volleyball line. Here's that shot there that I'm talking about by Williams. Makes a shot, comes off the curl there, but again, the ball is stripped somehow, gets the ball back, and has enough strength to muster it inside the basket. Williams has been key here late down the stretch.
That's just a pure strength shot. That's what you work in the workout room, in the weight room, lifting weights for that one to fall through. And now he even gets another at the free throw line. And CJ, that puts him over.
He's got the Steph Curry number. He's got 30 in this game. He scored 23 yesterday, 30 tonight. But it's been a huge second half. He only scored 8 points in the first half. And, he's scored 22, 23 now here in the second half. Just a great all-around game for Andrew Williams. Every point needed.
Andrew Williams with 31. Reggie Miller points. Ball now for Speedway in desperate need of a bucket. They're down 7 and they fire up a deep three that misses, and a foul on the rebound. It's going to send Kyle Smith to the line, which I would believe, if you look over at Coach Corey Jackson, a little frustration with the foul call. Wants Durant to have better position, but either way, Kyle Smith, it has been a roller coaster of a ride at the free throw line.
I was going to say, if you're Coach Jackson, you tell Durant that, but it might be okay because Kyle Smith's already missed 6 free throw attempts. He's only knocked down 1. So it might be a blessing if Smith can't knock these down.
First free throw hits the front of the rim and falls out. He's going to have one more.
So now you know if Smith stays on the court and you're Coach Jackson and gets the foul, it comes down to fouling them. You want to foul Smith because he has been just awful at the free throw line today. If you're his teammates, you got to put some confidence in him, hype him back up. He's got to knock down at least one of these right here for Speedway to remain competitive in this game.
Smith, the senior, at the line, another freebie. This one falls through.
So it makes it a 2-possession game. You can get a steal here and a 3, you're right back in this game.
How quickly are you fouling, CJ?
So with 1:08 to go here right now, I'm fouling with about maybe 50, 45 seconds if you don't get a steal. Well, I just ignored what I said.
I believe that was more Will Christie stressing the issue than the foul really needed to be given by Speedway.
Well, he was trying to make a move to the basket. Again, you don't need to go quickly at all because 1:04 left, you're in the driver's seat. You want them to foul you. You have good free throw shooters out on the court. So let them foul you, take some time off, and escape Speedway with a victory.
And Will Christie, who has played a great game tonight, heads back to the free throw line.
11 points in this game so far. Just scored his 12. Off the bench, that's what you need for Coach Jackson, some bench production. And Will Christie gives him that. Macaulay Nolan did a great job off the bench, too, giving him minutes when Echo was in foul trouble. He scored 4 points. So good job by the bench for Heritage Christian tonight.
2 for 2 from the stripe for Will Christie. And they are starting to taste it on the sideline.
They're not out of the woods yet because you got some three-point shooters here on Speedway, Valentine and also Morris. Let's see if they get the ball in one of their hands.
3-2 zone now. Trying to get out on the three-point shooters, give up the shot at the rim that's missed. And a long battle for the rebound. Arterburn saves it out of bounds, and they're going to say he was fouled. Now they're starting to taste it.
The one thing, I like Jack Arterburn's aggressiveness today, Brent. Again, he wasn't really aggressive in yesterday's game. I believe he only scored 3 points on a three-point shot, but he's been looking for a shot today, and I think that's going to pay off for him later on in the tournament if they can escape this win. Coach Jackson might have talked to him earlier and said, hey, I need you to be aggressive, Jake. They might not look for you to score, but when you have a shot, be available to take it.
This team for Heritage Christian has 4 seniors in their starting lineup and 1 highly experienced junior in Harrison Eckle. First of 2 is missed by Arterburn.
And you see how every teammate there for Heritage Christian hyping Arterburn up. They didn't do that for Speedway when Smith missed all those free throws. That time Arterburn missed a free throw. Hey, you got the next one. Let's extend this lead here. That's exactly what he does.
Arterburn makes it. And now this is going to be a chance for Heritage to steal the ball and up pass, and Arterburn lays it in. Pandemonium on the sidelines. And almost another near steal. And a foul is called. This one is going to be close, as the free throw line will be the helper for Speedway. They must make them, and they must make sure that Heritage Christian does not. Alex Moore at the free throw line. He is a three-point specialist. The senior has knocked down 3 deep balls as Jake Durant checks out. The crowd with a standing ovation for Heritage Christian. At the line, Alex Moore. Chance to bring his team back within 9. First free throw is short. No bend at the knees. One more free throw, but more importantly, there's 31.5 seconds left. Alex Moore, second is good, and a sub into the game. We'll see if Coach Chuck Bennett calls off the Dogs or if he tells them to keep fouling. Andrew Williams passes it in, and they will foul Jack Arterburn. Arterburn walks all the way in, and let's take a look at that steal that led to the lay-in earlier, as it was just tipped and taken by Durant. Durant fires it forward, and Arterburn puts icing on the cake. It is a 10-point lead with one more opportunity for Arterburn at the free throw line. Chance to push his team up by 12, makes the first. Arterburn has had a really good game, as CJ and I have mentioned. We're going to try and get Coach Corey Jackson of Heritage Christian, if they're able to survive the final 28.6 seconds left, to advance to regional play, as a second free throw falls through as well. D3, Drew Valentine, it rims out. Rebound taken in by Harrison Eckel. He's going to pass it off to Andrew Williams, and Speedway has called off the Dogs. A timeout is taken by Coach Corey Jackson just to get subs into the game, and on the sideline, Heritage Christian can feel it. They had a magical run a couple of years ago, and similar feeling right now. The crowd traveled about 30 minutes away over to Speedway High School to cheer on their Eagles to a victory. Subs into the ball game. Ball is passed in. This one's tipped. Almost stolen away. Instead, it's going to send to the free throw line. All the way down. And Coach Chuck Bennett is going to send in similar substitutions as to what his team just had. Looks like heading to the free throw line. We apologize, as these players we do not have the numbers for. It is either Aiden Thompson, Zachary Schlomer, Jonathan Belt, or Bryce Riggle at the line. Reese Johnson also out on the basketball court with them. Also wanted to mention all of the beautiful players who have played in this basketball game as we take a look. Reese Johnson on the court for Heritage Christian. Also out there is John Henry McLemore, the 5'10 freshman guard. Also on the court is number 34, Bryce Riggle. And Max McGrew, just a fantastic show of effort, as well as Speedway empties the bench. Second free throw is missed. Speedway gets the rebound. Now 10 seconds left until Heritage Christian can taste destiny. Not before another Drew Valentine three-point play. And that'll be the final buzzer. The Heritage Christian Eagles come into Speedway High School, and they take home the Sectional 43 championship with the final score of 70-61, and the Eagles will advance to regional play next weekend. We're going to try and get Coach Corey Jackson on the sideline with C.J. Benberry, as it was a memorable performance by Andrew Williams. They are shaking hands through the line, and Speedway has been a great host, and they have been able to show a great time as well. As Speedway meeting in the front center court, as we try and get CJ, see if we can find him out on the court. As we do have CJ with Coach Corey Jackson. CJ, take it away. Oh, looks like we are not allowed.
Please direct your attention to center court, where Speedway
yet again, 70-61. Brilliant play by this Heritage Christian Eagle Ball Club. As they are reaching the announcement right now. At center court, they're going to show the brilliant affection and the brilliant love for Speedway for sectional runners-up. They've been a great host school, and a special thank you to everyone here at Speedway High School. Principal Lucas Zartman, Athletic Director Brian Avery, and of course, Head Coach Chuck Bennett. But the winners of Sectional 43 is the Heritage Christian Eagles. Andrew Williams scoring over 30 points. The senior putting his stamp on his fantastic career as a Heritage Christian Eagle. We're still holding off, hoping to get Coach Corey Jackson down on the sideline. As Andrew Williams accepting the award.
Senior for the Eagles.
Andrew Williams' dad taking the picture. A very proud father as the rest of the Eagle faithful come over. Let's see if we can get CJ out there now with Coach Jackson. They're meeting at center court. All the players. It's a fantastic ball game, a fantastic situation, fantastic feel on the court. Principal Phil Nickert, Michelle York, Athletic Director, and of course Head Coach Corey Jackson cannot be more proud of everyone involved here at Heritage Christian High School. See as they are getting team pictures out on the court. And a brilliant display of sportsmanship, getting all of those players that play so hard in practice to prepare this team. And pictures, we are behind them obviously, so we get the behind look, but of course happiness, jubilation, and respect, knowing that they are sectional champions. Just a great game. Andrew Williams leads all scorers, over 30 points in the sectional championship after he had 23 last night in the victory against Park Tudor. A brilliant game and a brilliant finish to this sectional 43. And I am now getting word that the Greenfield Central regional will be broadcast here on Indiana Sports Radio Network. And that will be next Saturday at noon. That'll be a radio broadcast. And it will be a lot of fun to see if this magical run can continue. Still more pictures as we are waiting to see if we can get C.J. Benberry a little sideline interview with sectional championship coach Corey Jackson. They have brought out the ladders to cut down the nets. Of course, every step of the way, you cut down nets, but of course, this is not the last set of nets you want to cut down. Now CJ heading over to see if he can talk with Coach Corey Jackson. Yeah. Coach Jackson giving love to his wife. Big hug. Fantastic effort to get this far. A lot of happiness out on the court. Now we do have CJ with head coach Corey Jackson. And now we're going to set it down to the court side. Take it away, CJ.
Down here with Coach Corey Jackson. Coach, heck of a win tonight, 70-61 over Speedway. Just talk about how you're feeling right now.
It's really hard to put into words. Emotional game, you know, both teams fought extremely hard and have so much respect for Coach Bennett and his program here. He's been doing it a long time, and he does it the right way with his kids. They're such a class act. To beat a team and a program of his caliber is really something special. And I can't say enough about our senior leaders all year long. They teach me something about having faith in God every single day. You know, just they keep plugging along. It seems like we always take the tough road, but they find a way to do it. And I can't say enough about, you know, Andrew and Bennett and Jack and Jake and Reese and you know, just all those guys have just been here for 4 years and just really put their heart and soul into this, and they deserve it.
You mentioned the tough road. You had some foul trouble you had to deal with, went to the bench. Will Christie did a great job for you. Talk about what he brings to this team, especially on the bench. He's a senior, not a starter, so talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, Will's been huge. You know, he's a senior as well. This is his first year here and came from Carmel, and he was with us all summer, so we could see what he could do with our team. And, yeah, he brought something that we didn't really have, kind of a multi-dimensional guy that very similar to Andrew, can shoot, can drive, can finish, can do a lot of different things. And he stepped up, you're right, just absolutely huge when we needed him to tonight. And he played great last night, too, against Park Tudor.
Last but not least, Andrew Williams, man, 31 points tonight. He started off slow in the first half, 8 points, 23 in the second half. What does he bring to this team?
He's a heart and soul. I mean, yeah, it's hard to talk about him. He's had to fight through a lot, and I can't be more proud of him because he comes to work every day. That's the thing. Like the way he's on, and when you see him in a game and the way he leads in a game, he does the same thing in practice. So it's just a joy to be around him, and just hope we get to keep doing it a little bit longer. Yeah.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah.
Coach Corey Jackson, just a very touching and emotional time as, of course, this team, they have had their eyes set on a prize all year, and they have now accomplished one step along that journey. A fantastic win, 70-61, and they advance to regional play next weekend in Greenfield Central. We will be there next Saturday. Join us here on Indiana Sports Radio Network as we will bring you all the coverage. Fantastic game by Andrew Williams and the crew. Heritage Christian wins Sectional 43, taking down the Speedway Spark Plugs, the host, 70-61 here on Indiana Sports Radio Network.